to that, just because it's what they're showing off.
Mm-hmm.
Is there why I'm going on this side?
No, it's okay.
She can tell it's all
Yeah,
cameras.
she knows how to
Low.
Let's see, do my hands even look even?
see.
Can't. How can I teach if my hands don't look even? Let's start doing these. Just nice double stops. So you're reaching a good amount of range. You're turning your wrist to get that range, not only your arms. You're having a good amount of space in the hands too, and like holding on to it too tight. Kind of letting the stick do its thing. You just give it some good velocity going down, and I promise it'll come right back up. Looking good, looking good. Keep going. Cassie, just Okay, it looks pretty good. I could have like a little bit less arm, more wrist. That might be a little low for you too. That's pretty low actually. Yeah. Usually like you want to have it like at the belt level pretty much. Also was pretty low. I guess it got low over time probably.
Your wrists are also a bit like this. Like,
Really?
yeah.
There you go. Yeah. And for this you also want to it's kind of like with the mallets where you want to aim for the same spot, especially for drums with like, because mallets you know as you get fast you do this or whatever, and we're gonna play a little bit faster, but for drums it's like imagine there's like a dot right here in the middle, well just off the center actually for concert snare drum, just make sure you're hitting that every time, or like right next to it of course because we're doing double stops. So yeah, a little bit less arm, a little more wrist extension. Yeah, I like that more. You're going back, reverting back to the other one though. I think you're like, you don't have enough, you're not coming off the drum enough, so it's, there you go. It was taking like more work to guide the stick up every time. There you go. Now go back to double stops. Cool. And also, so when we play double stops, the sound that you're going for, you want to make sure that you get it to be consistent, just like kind of a pop. Like if you want to listen to this, see how they're not together, and listen to how it sounds. It's super noticeable when they're together. You hear that pop? So that's how you know you're getting, your hands both look even and also are sounding even. Let's try with you, Izzy. Join me. I think you're using the right muscles for everything. It's not like too much arm or too much wrist or anything. It could just be more overall.
Like higher? Or?
Yeah, just come higher so you can like reach that full extension. Because that's what we're trying to work on right now mostly.
Is it high enough right now?
Yes, your left hand is not getting there. And that's how you can use the sound too.
Yeah.
If the sound is the same, they're probably coming from around the same height. See how it kind of like, your left hand like doesn't want to go up?
Yeah.
Keep doing it.
Okay.
There you go. You went like past it and then you went back down. Yeah, don't rely too much on the arm though. Let the wrist and the finger space give you that height. Yeah, so check this out. So your right hand is doing this, right? It's like opening enough in the fingers and turning the wrist enough for it to come back up. The left hand is doing something more like this.
Is it way too tight?
No, it's not tense.
Okay.
The hand is just closed. I don't like to say tight because for me, this is tight. But it's relaxed enough, like you have enough leverage on the stick and everything. It's just not wrist is not extending
I'm not
enough,
letting it
and
go
you
with it.
might be able to play with having more space in the fingers, just a little bit more, so that you can come all the way back up. And not let it come from the arm too much, because it turns into this. Think about just your wrist. Actually, just think about your wrist. And try to make that motion smooth. Yeah. And just let the arm like naturally be, just be there. Just support it. Yeah, so you see how like it's like it goes up and down. That just really we're getting to the point where like you do need to like spend some time on your own, just like getting those things to be consistent, because those are just simply muscles that need to be developed more, and not even because they're not strong or whatever. It's because you've never used them. Not that you've never used your hand, but it's muscles like super tiny muscle grooves that you have never used in this specific way, and so your brain is also like, the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
So let's go back to these and we'll move on from here. Just do them for a little bit more and keep applying. Keep on thinking about those comments. Keep on trying your best to apply those as you go. Make sure your hands are nice and even. Sticks are moving at the same speed. Get them to the same height. Oh, be careful. Your left hand is dropping like a lot. Both of your hands. There you go. And stop. Cool. And yeah, this is something that like even I don't know, you might not be able to see it, but my hands are not like perfectly even in terms of like the trajectory. But it sounds the same, so like that's really all you need for concert orchestral stuff. Like no judge at Region is gonna like look at your hands. In fact, they can't. They don't see you at all, right? It's all about the sound. And also, if you ever have to teach a drum line, there's different ways to see it. Some people think that stick heights are gonna give you the same volume. I think I talked about this before, where that's not true. The only thing that will dictate volume is velocity. It does not have anything to do with the height. I could be coming from here. I could give you like 1,000 different sounds. You know what I mean? So like the height really doesn't matter. So if you ever have to teach a drum line, you just need to make sure that they all sound the same. So each individual player is like making the same sound. And yeah, that might mean that they need to come up higher with the stick, or that they need to open up more, but I like to make drumming as much as sound focused as you would be with any other instrument. Anyways, let's move on. That's my spiel on that. So what have we learned here? There's like some stick control stuff, right? Where it's just like 8 notes and different stickings. And then there's the flams, and she said not to do the paradiddles because they're really easy, and you should practice them on your own. They're not that easy. So let's see. Do we want to spend the whole time on drums today? Oh, sorry, the first 20 minutes on drums today.
20 minutes, yeah.
I forgot we were doing
20.
And then the last switch.
Oh yeah, we can do 20 and 20.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Cool. In that case, are you guys able to pull up these exercises by chance?
I can on my phone.
Like real quick?
I mean, I have my laptop too.
It's just that like there's a bunch of stickings. Like remember the thing we were looking at the board where it was just like the order of the hands.
Yeah.
It's right, left, right, whatever.
I have my laptop.
Let me do yours. I think mine.
Could you get that out like super quickly?
Daisy bought me a Twix bar.
What's up?
Wait, does your iPad have enough charge to pull it?
I'm gonna plug it in right now. Actually, that's all. That's the only reason why I'm getting it.
Yeah.
Because this is why I was a bit late. I had forgotten at home and I had to run back and get it. If there's an outlet.
Can you move that one more to the
yeah.
like over here?
Yeah.
Thank you. We'll use this one.
Oh, you're doing threes now?
I don't know if that's right. I'm just dropping.
That's how you're gonna learn buzzes at some point. That's the approach to them. It's just you start by like dropping 3 notes, and then you start to make it a little faster. Start to connect it. It's like so much easier to show. Start to drop 3 notes.
What do you normally play?
Well, it's
I know you
because
do everything, right?
percussionists have to do everything right, and so for is the video still going?
Yeah.
Do you want to pause it real quick? Just like super quickly. So do you pass both of them on your first year? Which I did. So I'm on timpani and drum set, so I literally haven't been playing marimba. And this I have been playing because I do like drum corps and indoor. Let's see.
Kind of blocking it.
We haven't gotten to these, right? Buzz grid. Do y'all want to learn that?
Sure.
I remember we went over it in class,
So that's something we did. Okay.
right?
Was that right? It was right, huh?
Let's just do some.
That's right.
We're gonna skip stick control for today, which is the one that only shows you the hands because we kind of warmed up on it and it's not super hard. Do y'all want to try that out real quick?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's take it very slow.
Lead with the right.
Yeah. So. Dun, 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 that's gonna be our 16 note. So it'd be. Let's actually take it even back further because we haven't really broken down double strokes.
Okay.
And I think that is super important. So we'll just use the remainder of the time on double strokes and maybe some flams. So I just want to see how y'all are approaching these. While he sets that up, could you just play some doubles for me? Just say. Cool, now you do it. Cool. See how like hard it is to just make it sound like.
Yeah.
Double strokes are like a whole can of worms, and it takes a lot to develop them well. Can we do that exercise? So it's all kind of like a shuffle feel. All triplet bass. Dun, 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 dun. And what I want you to do is, if you want to look real quick, see how it's kind of like a big motion coming down with the arm, but the wrist does everything. Like if you see my arm, it only moves down once. And then it's more my wrist turning back to give me that other stroke. So you want to make sure that you don't lose power on that second stroke. That's the first mistake people run into, the first struggle. Just that second note being like weak. So you need to make sure that you're not stopping the stick because you're going kind of like stopping it before the second stroke. For this, it definitely needs to flow. Let's actually just do it for a bit. So you need to make sure to keep your fingers on the stick for this, for real. Like, you need to feel the fingers actually engaging for that second note. Those are going to be a big tool, because if you only use your wrist, it's like too much work, and drummers are like to do too much. It's like I don't want to do this. I turn my wrist so much, I just let the fingers help me a little bit. So see how like the second note you're getting like maybe about like half the volume. So the way to don't do that, because when you go faster you definitely can like but the way to something that might help is just like make sure that the first note is coming up more. You're letting it come off the drum so that you have something to come from. Because if I stop the stick about here, I come from here. Wait, real quick. So if I come from all the way up here, or whatever your starting point is, doesn't matter. And then I stop the stick here before my second note. Look, like I already don't have a lot to go from. So like it's gonna be almost impossible to get the same sound twice. And you know, there's an opposite side of the spectrum. I also don't want you to come all the way up, because you don't need that. And this is kind of like physics.
Can't even go there.
This kind of has to do with just physics and the gravity of it. Because when you're coming straight down with like no prep, I'll tell you what I mean by no prep. You'll get a certain volume. But when you're doing this, like coming up and down, you're gonna have more speed. You always will have more speed because you're already holding on to the stick from the bottom. So this and this one's gonna sound louder if it comes back to the same height. That's what I'm trying to say. Like that is gonna sound louder than just this. So naturally the second note will be slightly lower in terms of visual, in terms of height. I just want you to focus on the volume. And definitely I see like these fingers flying off. And you know, it's okay for certain things. Like you will see drummers, even me, like just their pinkies flying off the stick sometimes. But this is one of those things where you just want to keep them on there so that you can use it as a tool. Like just check out my hand real quick. I'm not coming all the way back up for the second note, but does it sound the same though? I think it does. It's pretty close. I'm just making sure that after that first stroke, I'm letting the stick go up so I have something to come from for that second one. And you're always thinking up. Like, think up. Sure, let's try the left hand. Oh, you both switch to it. I think I still see you like stopping here. Like imagine you're gonna play these. And so you go down like that, and pretty much you won't go into the double technique until after you hit the drum. You know what I mean? Just get yourself to think in some way or somehow to not let the stick stop after the first one. Yeah. Always thinking up. Don't stop it down here. Think up. Can I see you, Z, by yourself? Let's do the right hand for a bit. It looks pretty good, actually. You don't have to snap up in between as much. I was just doing that to get you to think up, but. So see what I mean with like you won't get quite up there on the second stroke, but as long as you make enough of an effort to get that sound, like it sounds pretty even already to me. Let's see, you know. trying to get it more smooth. Let's keep it on the right hand for a bit.
Keeps dropping.
No, you're good. I think you're starting to get it. You see how like some of them are like nice and flowing, some of them get like a little stuck in between. That's just again another mechanic that you have to develop. Let's do double stops for this.
We're at 20.
We hit 20.
Yeah.
Cool. Like exactly 20. Cool. Let's just do this for a second.
Well, I just want to make sure you have enough time for a skate.
Yeah, we should be fine. Should get out of here like 10 minutes before the studio. I have studio. So yeah, pretty much that is the motion. That is how you work doubles at this level. As you get faster, the technique is going to switch a little bit, and we can get more into that later. But yeah, you can stop the bit if you want.
I'm gonna restart it.
Do you want to do some exercises for like the marimba?